day, ladies and gentlemen. Today we are here at SABWiL's Human Rights Court, and we are joined in by one of our Chief Justices. Actually, this was our Chief Justice, Chief Justice Soray Hassim SC. My name is Maduma. I'm a former SABWiL member myself. I'm an alumni, and today I will be asking one of our justices, the Chief Justice here, as I've mentioned, certain questions that you, the viewers, will be interested in knowing. First of all, thank you very much for taking time off your busy schedule. I understand that as an SC, you've got months and months that you need to do to wrap up for the year, but thank you very much for availing yourself.
I'm very pleased I could contribute, and within those months, I can certainly find some time for the schools.
We are indebted and very much grateful for your time. So, Soray, could you please tell us what was your experience like today?
I was taken aback by the preparation that the council, let's call them that because that's what they did, how well prepared they were and how they were able to field questions. They, if I hadn't known better, I would have thought that some of them were at least in practice for some period of time.
Oh, that's very good to hear. And your judgment, you sided with the respondents in this matter.
Yes, I did.
And that the applicants...
I beg your pardon, in the applicants.
In
yes.
the applicants, yes, you did. Tell me, how did you arrive to that decision?
I thought it was simply a question of interpreting the legislation and to see whether the facts fell within the legislation. And I was persuaded in the argument that the legislation which was sought to be invoked by the respondents, of course, was inappropriate and was not applicable.
Yeah. And then, do you have any advice for any of our counsel today as to what can they do to improve themselves, and if you can share in some of the great things that you have noticed about the work that they did today?
I thought preparation is always the key. The preparation was very good. The presentation was very good. It looked, when they fielded questions, it was quite apparent that they had put work into it. They were able to think the question through and then respond. The preparation was of a standard that none of the questions threw any of the participants. And that for me was very, very evident. Whatever training that they go through, whether it's training here or training elsewhere, I must say it is certainly of a standard which needs to be commended.
Well, then that's very, very great. One last question they asked me to ask you is, in your view and in your experience, practical experience as counsel and everything else, what would you say separates good counsel from bad counsel?
I think what separates good counsel from bad counsel is just one thing, and that's preparation.
Preparation. I've noticed that you've highlighted it 3 times in this interview.
So if you prepare, there is very little that can throw you off, and you'll be able to deal with any scenario that's put to you. I said to the participants before we commenced that you don't have to win every case, and there will be lots of cases that you don't win. The important thing is that you do your best in presenting your client's case, and you do your best by preparing. And knowing your papers, knowing the facts, and knowing the law. And then, of course, know how to apply the facts to the law and the law to the facts.
Of course, it has to be done interchangeably. I understand. So, Soray, I think we've covered everything that we needed.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for taking part in this. And is it safe for me to say that now you are sort of like a SABWiL alumni, that we can come to you if
Absolutely.
we have any problems or anything?
Absolutely, it would be a privilege for me to contribute to your training.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.
We look forward to having you again, hopefully in the near future.
Thank you so much.
Hi, my name is Maduma. I will be interviewing our second justice, which is Justice Makambeni.
Yes, madam.
Thank you very much for coming. You are the Deputy Chief Justice, am I?
Well, I hear they say so.
Well, then thank you very much for taking your time to come through and participate in our SABWiL training today. We owe you a great deal. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you for having me, first and foremost, because the act of plowing back for any lawyer is a matter of cardinal importance because it has to do with ensuring that we do our part to help future generations of lawyers to actually get their act together in a manner that will enable them to do well for the Republic because Lord knows I'm not going to live forever now, am I?
That is true. That is true. That is true. Because it's very difficult to bridge in the gap between students when they are training and people that are actually in legal practice.
No doubt about it.
It is. So could you please tell me what do you think of today's proceedings?
Today's proceedings, gosh, I have so much which I can tell you. I wouldn't know where to start. But what I can tell you, some of my thoughts are the following. The groups, both on behalf of the applicant, the respondents, and also the amicus curiae, argued quite well, and especially the amicus curiae, when you think of the fact that they had the biggest time constraints, yet they were able to work with those. And of course, one has to be mindful of the fact that these are students and make provision for the fact that even though those students, one still has to push for those exacting standards that are to be found in a court of law, because this is where these students are basically going to end up. And everything we do is not meant to break them down in any way, but it is actually meant to encourage them to even think on their feet, but more than anything else, to demonstrate to them that legal practice is not this insurmountable mountain, and that they can do it. And these kids have proven, that they can handle and sustain the push, and that, for me, is a source of pride.
No, I understand. So earlier on in the interview, when I interviewed Surrey, I asked her what advice would she give our participant today, and she said that prepare. You need to prepare for your case. Anything that you would like to add on to that?
I would even take it a step further and say that, in as much as I agree with what Soraya has said, the other thing that needs to come out clearly in legal practice is just for people to remember that, yes, you prepare, but take it as a conversation between yourself and the judge. That way it makes your life easier. Because the minute you see it as a conversation with the judge, then you are better able to carry your message across. And of course, also in line with the issue of preparation, when you sign up for legal studies, you sign up for the idea and concept of being a student for the rest of your life.
You never stop learning.
So you never stop learning. The day you stop learning is the day you go 6 feet under. So I'm appreciative of the fact that here I'm seeing a lot of that. The commitment for people to even come at this time of the year to dedicate so much time to an event such as this speaks volumes. And I would say, as a piece of advice, let it not end here. Let it not end here. And in addition, that to never ever underestimate the value of your hard work.
That's true.
There's wisdom in all the hard work that you put into these things. That because hard work enables you to figure things out that are complex, it also enables you to create enough time and space for yourself to come up with these beautiful and intelligent arguments, which some of us can't even fathom at this point.
That's true, I can relate.
Yes.
Well then, Counsel, as I said previously, thank you very much for availing yourself for our court. Unfortunately, we've run out of time,
Yes,
but
yes.
this does not end here.
did, madam.
We
And thank you so much for having me.
It's a pleasure. We as SABWiL, we will continue this journey with you. Like you said, there's a crop and a field of young,
Yeah.
brilliant advocates that are coming,
Oh,
and
yeah.
they need you to mentor.
And if you
For
don't call,
life.
and if you don't call me, I'll consider it an insult.
Most definitely will do so.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Council.
All right, guys.
My name is Nonkululeko Chaudhries, and I'll be interviewing the applicants. So, Nokwanda, what did you enjoy about the experience?
What I enjoyed most about this experience is that I actually was in a position to think on my feet, especially when it comes to responding to questions. And it was a whole different experience altogether because I had just prior experience of just research, and now I was at the forefront of things.
Yeah.
Yes, and I feel like I learned so much when it came to answering questions and also getting a different perspective of the whole legal issue that we're given. Yes.
Okay, that's really cool, man. And then, Natasha, what did you learn about court etiquette or court procedure through the whole experience?
I learned that firstly, the most important thing is to be on time. Secondly, you should have all your documents in order. File your documents day before or even a week before, so that when the judge is asking us what are you referring to, they have the same documents that we are having, so that we have learned that we won't make such a mistake ever.
Okay, that's good, man. And then with you, I noticed that when you were giving your reply, you got really excited. So, what invoked that emotion?
Thing is, one critical element or one critical lesson I learned was to listen attentively to opposing counsel. And in listening, I picked out certain points I felt that we could capitalize on. And yeah, that was more or less the excitement that arose out of all this.
Yeah. Okay, thank you guys.
Thank you.
A good day. My name is Dominic Lowe, and with me are the respondents. We just finished the SABWiL Human Rights Moot Court. And on my right is Tabo, on my left, immediate left, is Nonopa, and on my far left is Garabo. And we just completed the moot court, and we're going to ask them a few questions about the experience that they have. So with you, Tabo, what was the experience like going through this moot court?
Well, firstly, my man, I'd like to thank even the SABWiL group for hosting such an experience. It was, for us, a more moving situation because we got to experience mostly the court procedure as it is, or as opposed to moot court competitions, especially international moot court competitions, whereby there's submission, there's this and this and this. In this case, there was a direct reflection on the South African rules. And that for us, it was one of those things which taught us how to pay careful attention to the details and in fact to be presentable and most importantly to engage with like-minded people, because that's in essence in this time and age, I believe. If you associate yourself with the like-minded people, you are more and more likely to achieve whatever that you seek to achieve in any particular field. So for us, that was one of the essence in participating in the SABWiL moot court, involving with everyone, interaction with the judge, and especially such senior legal mind in the legal fraternity. That was one of the brilliant experiences.
Thank you. And you seem very confident in your submissions, and we should say thank you for your participation.
I have
and
to.
How about you, Nanopa? Tell us about your experience in this program. Tell us about your journey through preparation until today. How was it like?
It was exhilarating
Yes.
because we had to prepare all the way from KZN.
Yes.
Some of us don't have smartphones. I had to travel to campus and we were
Yes.
writing a paper, we had to submit. It was a lot.
Yes.
We had to go through a lot, but we made it happen. So it was exhilarating for me. It was everything is a learning curve.
Yeah, that's true.
Yes, everything is a learning curve. And here, as Utabe has indicated, this wasn't just any ordinary court we know.
Yeah.
Oh no, this was like actual court. We got to file through a register, and we're not used to doing it.
Yes.
So now we just come and present our arguments. That's it.
Yes.
Here we got to actually sit down and understand how lawyers actually work in
Yeah.
practice. it was amazing.
Well, this is how we do the SABWiL. We set the bar a little bit high.
It's too high.
Because we want you to be the best that you can be.
Yeah.
And how about you, Garabo? Tell us about what you can take from this experience. What is it that you learned? What is it that you can take home?
There's a lot I can take from here going home. First and foremost, I'd like to thank SABWiL for giving me the opportunity to come and take such a program. And most importantly, in answering your question, I would say it's important to note that litigation plays a vital role in the legal fraternity.
Very true.
And taking that into account, I'm taking home on developing my heads and to become a better law student as far as litigation is concerned.
Okay, I wish to say thank you all, and
Thank you
we
very
saw
much.
the hard work that you put into this program, and wish you all the best going forward. And I'm pretty sure we're going to see you soon again and again. So, igama lamakhosikazi.
Malibongwe.
Hi, good day. My name is Nolanje Mlalazi and I'm a SABWiL alumni. And standing here with me is the amicus curiae for our court today. We have Towelani, we have Prudence, and we have Tavisan. So I'm just going to ask you guys a few questions. I'll start off with Towelani. So what did you take from today's experience and how do you intend to use it in the future?
It was a very good experience for me being in this program. It was very good. I've learned a lot of stuff, including teamwork, getting to know people, even networking with other people. So it will be beneficial. Even advocacy, the advocacy skills, you can always improve. So in the future, it's something that I can work on and improve and implement where I can implement.
Wow. That's so brilliant. And then over to you, Prudence. As a fourth-year student who has participated in an eye-opening and very educative activity like the one you just had today, what advice would you give to your first-year self? What would you say to her? Because I know for a fact that it's going to help other first-year students who are starting over.
The one advice that I would give to my first year self, I would say that participate in moot court as soon as you enroll as an LLB student, because mooting comes with experience. For me, it's a bit of it's a bit difficult now that I've just started, but I'm getting there. But I feel like if I had started in my first year, I would have been much further and further. But remember the fact that it's never too late to start.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Perfect. And then Tavi saying, if you were to write a book, story, or article about your experience today, what would you title it?
I would actually title it "Believing in Yourself." I will never overemphasize the importance of believing in yourself, because when I started, I was a bit intimidated by the whole process. But as I went through everything, the procedure, and I started working with my team, I developed confidence in myself, and I'm now more than assured that I was created for the legal profession. It was a very great exercise. I'm grateful for the opportunity. This opportunity presented me with, this exercise presented me with an opportunity to have a practical experience of the knowledge I've acquired so far. And I'm beyond grateful, and I would advise aspiring legal practitioners to be on the lookout for opportunities of this nature. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much, and I'd love to congratulate you guys. You really did well today, and for the fact that you moved out of your comfort zone and you took it upon yourself to do the research. I know it's so much pressure, but you managed, you did well, so congratulations.
Hi everyone, I am Buitumelo Ngai and I'm serving as the Deputy President of SABWiL.
Hi, I'm Veroshka Mutimele and I'm the Projects and Events Coordinator. we've had a very productive and wonderful learning day here at SABWiL's 4th annual Human Rights Court. The participants and everybody, the justices, as well as every single individual that came through and joined us here in the gallery, has indicated that they've had a very lovely experience, and they're walking away with unforgettable learnings, and indeed it's been a very, very productive and fruitful time for them.
With that said, I would like to thank everyone who has watched this video up to this end, and we would kindly like to request that you follow us on all social media pages as the tag SABWiL alumni. Thank you.